Hey everyone, I'm Ryan Garcia,
I'm Nick Nielsen. What's up?
and today, for the first time in what I would say probably about what has it been? I think it's been over a month at this point since that episode we released after we lost the series to the Orioles, where you're kind of we're recording. We're like, not really not the worst week in the world, right? But definitely not the dominant kind of like take advantage of the situation, the same type of situation you felt like the Yankees were doing prior, right?
Mm-hmm.
They did have a 5-3 week, and I think we discussed, 5-3, 6-2 is a good
Yeah,
situation.
we said splitting with Tampa, especially, is
Right.
considered a good week.
And I think, what makes splitting with Tampa less fun today than it looked, coming into the first game of that series was you won the first two games. Cole pitched really well, and you lost
Nestor
that
pitched really
game.
well.
Yeah, Nestor, everyone
Oh,
in the
sorry, the
rotation.
games we lost. Sorry,
Yeah.
I thought you meant the games we
Oh,
lost.
no,
Yeah.
the games outside of Severino, and really, you can't blame Severino for two of those runs. The two runs
No, those were Ron.
Yeah, but like ultimately, you look at the rotation, and you're like, they went in there and they gave you innings. They did a job, right?
They shoved all of them. Every single
yeah,
guy shoved. There was not a bad quality. There was not a bad start from a guy in the rotation this week, and
and
we
yeah,
only
go
won
ahead.
5 out of the 8 games. Like every starter had a good start in the rotation. Even Cole's, where he gave up 5 runs against Baltimore at the very beginning of this week, he went 8 innings and struck out 11, and it was just really, really bad batted ball luck. So and we won that game. So when we've been getting the pitching performances, we just need the offense to do more. Ron struggled today, or this will be airing Monday morning. So Ron struggled on Sunday. Not gonna lie, he did not look good. Command issues. Slider clearly wasn't there. But that doesn't mean we should just banish Ron to the shadow realm and not pitch him for 5 days unless it's an 8-0 game. Because that's what I worry might happen, and that's what shouldn't happen. We need these guys to step up, and we need to see who can pitch in high leverage situations without Green, without Loizaga, without Chapman, even though he may be coming back soon.
And with
I
King
don't trust him.
struggling,
Yeah, and King's struggling
been
big time.
yeah.
We literally have Clay Holmes. That has been our bullpen for the past week and a half. Marinaccio pitched really well against the Orioles, and then he shot the bed against the Rays. So they offset one another. So it's like, I don't know. No one trusts Marinaccio in big situations except for me, and that's because I'm a fan. But unbiasedly, we cannot be relying on Marinaccio. We cannot be relying on JP Sears to be called up and get slotted in a bullpen role, or Wandy Peralta in these big spots now. And people are clamoring for Clark Schmidt, and I think Clark Schmidt would have done a lot better. But that's how you know the bullpen spot is in a very rough spot, when we're wanting Clark Schmidt to pitch a high leverage spot. I love Clark. He just hasn't proven that he's a high leverage reliever. He's also as proven in that spot as Ron Marinaccio is.
Right, and people forget he got sent down when rosters started late, right? The season was not entering. We weren't entering the season with Clark Schmidt's going to be the third best reliever or second best reliever on this team. So it's a concern that we are entering June, and June is a difficult month because there's a stretch of the season in June where it's Rays, Jays, Astros, right? Mm-hmm. And I would say that those are the 3 best teams in the American League.
And we got LA coming in this week, the Angels. And that's not an easy series.
Yeah, that's probably the 4th, out of the non-Yankee teams in the American League, that's probably the 4th or 5th best team in the American League right there.
It's because Trout, Ohtani, and Walsh are just clobbering the
Taylor Ward, man.
Ward?
God, dude, that dude's incredible.
No idea what's happened to him. He's turned on the Jets this season.
Yeah, so you're facing, a really good Angels team. Not Angels are not going to win the World Series, probably.
No,
I'm not saying it's impossible, but they're a good team. Yeah, they're a playoff team for sure. Right now, and I'm also not going to throw out the possibility that Shohei Ohtani, Mike Trout, or Anthony Rendon, Taylor Ward, and all those guys can figure out how to win a World Series.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they're not World Series favorites.
No.
The Blue Jays have played a lot better as of late. They're not the same team that we beat up earlier in the season.
Didn't they just sweep the Angels?
Yeah, they did, and they're winners of 9 of their last 12, I believe, or 14, something like that. They've played some very good baseball as of late. You look at the Rays, right? The Rays played you tough. I think the Rays showed they just have so much pitching, right?
It's crazy.
Yeah, their offense struggled, and they looked beatable, right? But the Yankees also looked beatable. So,
as Taylor Walls put it so kindly,
right?
I cannot believe we gave up a home run to him. By the way, that was one of my least favorite moments of the entire weekend. We gave up a home run to Taylor Walls, known transphobe, known homophobe. We gave up a home run to him, and the guy that can't even hit, we gave up a home run to. Come on, of all the guys in the lineup, him.
And it sucked. I think we mentioned this with the Yankees last year talk and got punched in the mouth. And since we mentioned this in the last episode that we did together, Anderson punched the Yankees right back in the mouth. Walls has punched the Yankees back in the mouth after making a comment, right? Like, I'm not saying that this is the Yankees showing their weak or anything, but
No.
it definitely leaves a less good taste in your mouth when you lose baseball games like that.
It's also hard with the lineup we're running out there, though, man. Like, that's the other thing. I can't look at these lineups for the past 4 or 5 games really and feel confident about a win. But luckily, because the pitching has been so good, it's been like, oh, we can easily win these games even with this lineup. Like Miggy's batting cleanup, Glaber's batting fourth as well. We had IKF batting fifth one day. Hicks is still getting at bats, and then you got Joey in 9 because the team just doesn't trust him, but they want to get him at bats. And it's just been repeated, beating the head against the wall with this lineup. Like, outside of Judge today, or Sunday especially, no one did anything. And Glaber, Glaber. Glaber has been on one to start this season. He's got as many home runs in the first 45 games as he did all of last year. And he's got as many home runs as Trevor Story, who everyone has been hyping up like he's the second coming of God this month, which, by the way, he has been very good. But the point is that outside of Glaber and Judge on Sunday, no one did anything, at all. Rizzo has been slumping so heavily in the worst possible time. We need Stanton back. We need JD back, obviously. But DJ and Rizzo especially have got to get it going. We can't be having these black holes in the lineup where we already have 4 black holes worth of hitters in the lineup. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think you hit this on the head with the 4. The Yankees have 4 guys who are consistently well below average hitters, right?
It's painful.
And you Trevino, if he's an AWRC plus hitter, you will be more than happy.
I don't know why we pulled him for Hicks in the pinch hitting opportunity. Why? And Hicks bat from the left side in that. Didn't hit back from the left side in that bat, or did he bat from the right side?
Left side.
And he's been so bad from that side too this year.
And it's just been it's been Hicks is just not hitting, and he's playing bad. Judge is a better defensive center fielder than Hicks. It's just hard to justify playing Aaron Hicks. Yeah, and Hicks, it's not like Hicks is a good defensive left fielder either. No, he's not playing good defense out from left field. It's just a mess for him. I know he had a couple hard hit balls today, but I can look at I can say that if I'm going to look at 2 or 3 good at bats from today and say that is a good sign. I mean, we have an entire season worth of plate appearances where he hasn't hit well. It's just the power. It's repeated. It's bad. Right, for Miguel Andujar, some people are like, oh, Andujar's it's a breath of fresh air. He's a 76 WRC plus. That's right.
I will say, Andujar's defense, he has more outs above average than Joey and Hicks in left field.
Yeah,
and he's played 2 games there. So I will say that side of it's okay. Andujar now is actually tracking fly balls properly. I mean, granted, he had the one that went over his head for a double, but I don't think any of our left fielders make that. But this does just hammer home the point that you and I on our Twitter and in the episodes, Alex and I have been hammering it home as well. The Yankees need to acquire an outfielder so badly. It's getting to and Elijah Dunham's hitting the shit out of the baseball right now. He had an amazing day for his birthday on Sunday. Went 4 for 4 with a home run, a stolen base, and a walk. So maybe we look to trade him and some other guys and get that corner outfielder we need. But I think we need 2 outfielders and maybe a shortstop and a bullpen arm. So it's this team that looked so solid around the board for a long time is now starting to run through the adversity of the season. Granted, we've had a lot of injuries, but that's what the really good teams are made of when they can win through those injuries. And again, 5-3 this week without Donaldson, without DJ, without Hicks, who granted sucks, but he's a everyday guy. Without Stanton, without Gallo for a little bit, without
Green,
these big, without the bullpen, we went 5-3. That's a pretty good week, all things considered. And when we have JD and Stanton back in the team, we will once again get back to hitting the baseball, scoring more runs, doing better with runners in scoring position. But it's just when you have guys like Hicks and Gallo that you literally have to play one of the 2, if not both of them every day, you're not going to win a championship. And we need to address that,
I want to correct. We didn't go 5-3. We went 4-3. I'm sorry.
4-3. Sorry. Yeah. Either way, 4-3 is not a bad week. Yeah, I was gonna say 5-3. Damn, that's
you go 4-3, right? Because I was looking at the math, man, that's the 100.
We played 8 games in 7 days.
Yeah, I was like, what did we play that 8th game? And I that's my bad. This is not Nick's fault. I said pre-recording we went 5-3 or something. I think I said it.
It's 4-3, 5-3. Same losses is my opinion. That what matters. Well, we only losing 3 games with the AAA squad is, I think, a success.
Right. The Yankees, for context, you win 4 out of 7 games and you play 162 games at that pace. You are a 93 win team, right? So the Yankees played this week like a 93 win team.
And that's
The
fine.
Yankees, we're going to sit here and I'm going to tell you this is probably the second worst week we came off of that we recorded together on. The first one being that Baltimore loss, which is, I hope, is the bottom, right? If the second worst is the Yankees played like a 93 win team, I mean,
that's fine by
things
me.
have been going pretty well, right? The
Yeah,
Yankees
no, exactly.
hold a 4-game advantage in the loss column over the Rays, 4.5 games. I assume the Rays win tomorrow. They're playing Texas, and
Yeah.
Texas is a bad team.
Texas's offense has been hitting it though. Corey
Yeah,
Seager
but
as well this week, like destroyed the baseball.
right, and future New York Yankee, and the World Series MVP, honestly, maybe. Cole Calhoun is just tearing it up. 127 WRC plus with them. Just want to point that out.
Get him in pinstripes, dude.
Dude, I would like. I don't have I ever told you why I like Cole Calhoun.
Is it because he's a lefty bat that plays good defense, sees pitches, and
Nah.
walks?
I mean,
I don't know.
He is cool, right? Like, he's a good baseball player. But the reason I like him is because in MLB The Show, I used to play MLB 14 The Show all the time as a kid.
Great game.
And he would just kill my brother in that game. And I would just destroy my brother with that player.
So 8 years later, he's meant to be a Yankee.
Dude, I've been feeding for him to be a Yankee for like the entire time. Like, I've been dying for him to be a Yankee. So,
he's got to be. I mean, we need someone, and it's like it looks like Happ or Benintendi are the clear-cut favorites for who we're like targeting. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's like a Laureano or a Calhoun, or I don't want Tommy Pham anymore, especially after he like pulled a Will Smith
Pham
over
is
fantasy
just
football. Fam's not Fam, dude.
Pham seems like a very interesting character, and I just don't want to bring
I'm a big dog in Vegas. I'm a big dog in the casinos. No one gives a shit, Tommy. No one cares.
Hilarious.
You left a group chat over a GIF.
Dude, that's like legitimately. I can't. I just no.
He would not survive the pressure in New York. 100% do not want Tommy Pham.
Dude, not even just that. Like, I just don't like. I do not want to have any headlines. I can't. No, I want the headlines.
We're done with the headlines. The JD headlines are plenty for the season for me. Thank you very much. Good night. I'm done. Bye. And then Ron Bernaccio imploding. That's all I needed to see. It's been a long week for Nick.
Yeah, it has.
But hopefully we get JD the baseball player back this week. Like if we get him back and we get Stanton back, because I do think Stanton comes back in a few days. Because it looked like it wasn't a calf injury, it was the ankle. So he should, in theory, spend the minimal time on the IL. So we hopefully get Stanton back this week, which will be huge. And then things should hopefully turn around. But it's just like, damn, dude. Like, we managed to, like, put one across Shane McClanahan today. And that is honestly, like, we hit him around pretty decently for a couple of innings. And he wasn't on his A game. And being able to do that against Shane McClanahan's pretty great. Like, we looked decent, but not good against Shane McClanahan. It's just the problem is that when you implode like that with the bullpen and your offense only manages to score 1 run and off of a solo shot, you're not going to win any baseball games. Like we held them down. Like again, 4 runs against the Rays through 7 innings is not bad. Like that's not like a bad pitching performance. But when you only put 1 run across in 7 innings, you're not going to win any of those baseball games because it's the Rays. It's not the Pirates. It's not the O's where you can go up 1-0, 2-0 and coast by. It's like, this is a team that's good. They've been good for a decade.
Yeah, the Rays scored 2.25 runs a game. I just did the math just now against the Yankees this series, and the Yankees did not win the series. And that's the frustrating part. It's not
2.25.
Yeah. The issue is not, like, I want to clarify, right? It's not frustrating because the Yankees split against Tampa. When you come into that series, considering the context, splitting with Tampa at the freaking Trop is not a bad thing. It is a solid thing. You lost you inherently gain some when you are ahead in the standings and you knock out 4 games against a division rival and they don't gain games in that time span. You have increased your chances of winning the division. Mm-hmm. However, given the context of how well your pitchers pitched, you should have walked out of there with a 3rd win, and you didn't.
Exactly.
And the reason is because guys who were hitting very well in April started to now. And you look like Hicks has had a brutal month of April. Remember, dude, in May. He had a brutal May. In April, he was totally fine, right?
Like, he bat 300 in April.
Yeah, you're fine with, look, if the power is going to be like a 300 slugging percentage, but he was going to have a 400 on base.
Walk and then slap singles. That's it. Dude, but now he doesn't do anything. He just tries to work walks. But now they're throwing shit out of the strike zone. They're throwing shit in the strike zone about 6% more this season than they did last year to Hicks. And that's because they're realizing, oh shit, if we just throw it in the strike zone, he's not going to be able to hit it. So now that hitters are starting to figure him out, and they're also throwing a lot more off-speed stuff and breaking stuff to Hicks this year, he's just becoming a complete automatic out. Like Marwin, Gallo, when those three guys are in the same lineup, you know it's going to be a long day. And then IKF sucks too. So you got this whole bottom half of the lineup where it's like our best hitter in the bottom 5 hitters is Trevino. Something needs to change. And going into the series against the Angels, I don't feel confident if we don't have Stanton or JD, because we're going to be running out the same guys. We're going to be running again. I like Carpenter because Carpenter's awesome to see that he's actually like putting up good at bats and hitting the ball like surprisingly hard. But we also haven't seen Carpenter take the field yet, so I'm not too sure about how that's going to go if he ends up having to play defense. And then he's also only batting. He's like 1 for 10, but I don't look at batting average. Don't get me wrong, and he's put together good at bats. But the fact that we're relying on guys like Carpenter and like Andahar to come in and perform really well says a lot about the state of this team right now.
Yeah. I mean, look, Hicks in the month of May he hasn't barreled a baseball since April 17th.
Dude, what? That's a month and 2 weeks.
I want to give you for context. He has 1 barrel all season. For context,
that's as many as Carpenter has
1. Yeah,
I think
Carpenter has 1 barrel. He might have 2. I'm not actually. No, I think he only has 1 because I think he only has 1 hit. I don't think he had a barrel.
I thought the barrel on the one that was hard hit to first. You know, the one that advanced the runners.
No, it was because it wasn't.
I don't know
you
if
have to lift the ball enough. You have to. Lift the ball.
My bad.
It's not just hard hits and barrels have different qualifications.
Thank you. Look at this, Ryan teaching me some. This
is
what it's all about,
I had to learn this so that I could like pick up what's a barrel like.
Because I was thinking, I was like, I bet you Nick Madrigal has to have like 1,000 barrels. Granted, they're all in the dirt, but
it's just like they make it, and obviously this is for the reason of making it so that they can differentiate between good power hitters and not good power hitters. But barrels are like the launch angle has to be like you can't just hit a rocket fly ball straight up in the air. You can't hit you can't even hit like a 10-degree launch angle line drive. That would not. I don't think that would count as a barrel. You have to get it's very hard to get a barrel. There are some batted balls where it's like that's not a barrel, and it's just not. It's crazy. Like Glaber's home run today was not a barrel.
Really?
It was not a barrel. That's how hard it is to
Judges was, right? Judges was.
Yeah, Judges was a barrel.
I feel like everything Judge hits is a barrel.
I don't think he has a non-barreled home run.
That's crazy. He's insane, dude.
He is so good. Porch. I'm pretty sure like everything hit.
We got to stop relying on this man to carry us though. This is what happened last year. This is what happened last year. Remember?
Yeah.
Like you take out him out of the lineup, and I think we were 26th in slugging.
Dude, we
cannot be having this happen again. We need guys to step up. We need Rizzo, especially Rizzo's May has been worse than Hicks's May.
Has it been Hicks? Dude, you know how hard it is.
Rizzo's last 43 at bats, 48 at bats, he has 4 hits.
You want to know what
he has been awful. And I granted think he's going to change because at least he's still scooping, and playing quality defense more or less at first. I hate that outs above average and defensive runs saved for first baseman because I don't really care that much about their arm and range, But his ability to scoop has been huge. Hicks, on the other hand, he can't do anything right defensively either. So it's just painful all around. But Rizzo, we need him to step up. Like
this is gonna sound crazy, and you're not gonna believe this. Anthony Rizzo's WRC plus is like double Aaron Hicks's in the month of May.
How bad has Hicks been?
Aaron Hicks is a 36 WRC plus in the month of May.
Oh, that is 36, dude.
Yeah, dude. What are you doing? It's so bad. My Alexa just started talking. Like it just started asking me, "What's wrong? Is everything okay? What's wrong?"
No, everything's not okay. I'm looking at Hicks' stats.
36 Oh man,
I'm done with it, dude. It's the point where we need to get Happ, we need to get Benintendi, we need to get someone to take away at bats from Hicks and Gallo. Because I think Gallo's ceiling's higher, and we've seen this. We know that Gallo can be a better baseball player than he is. He has been literally awful these past few weeks.
The clock is ticking.
That's what I'm saying. The clock's ticking on him, but the clock's ticking on Hicks. So it's we got the clock ticking on 2 everyday outfielders. We need to get one. We need to get someone, and we need to do it fast. Because if we don't, one of these other teams is going to do so. That's getting bit by the injury bug. And we can't have that happen.
And here's the thing. There's you can find a left-handed corner outfielder pretty easily. I don't think I've ever brought him up. David Peralta has a 115 WRC plus and 3 outs above average, right?
Yeah.
And that is a left-handed outfielder, going to play good defense, expiring contract, right?
If the Braves suck, get Adam Duvall.
Yeah, I'm not saying, right here, right now, tomorrow, I better wake up to a trade because it's not even June, right? But all I'm saying
very close,
is
though.
I want to preface this entire segment by saying this. I think you agree with me.
Mhm.
This is just us saying, come the deadline, there's really no excuse for not to go out and get an outfielder.
Because
Right?
if Hicks plays like he has until the deadline, and Gallo plays like he has until the deadline, I'm gonna be like pulling my hair out. Like I will lose my mind if we keep seeing these guys and they keep struggling and they keep getting at bats and opportunities. But the problem is that the alternative options are Andahar and like Florial, and
And they're
LaCastro's
bad.
injured, and they're bad too. Like Andahar, granted, when he has gotten a few unlucky like results on like some of his hard hits. Like I think he's had 2 or 3 that should have been hits, and they were just great snags by like Margot or someone. And it's like, okay, really? But his defense has looked better than Hicks and Gallows in left field, and that's saying something. When Andahar, the guy that literally can't play third, that can't play first, that can't play left field
I
really,
mean,
is better than you in terms of
yeah,
outs above average and defensive runs saved, that is saying something. And he's played like 14 innings out there. So
it's bad.
it's just to the point where I'm getting aggravated beyond belief with it. Marwin Gonzalez, you're dead to me. Get the hell out of this clubhouse. I'm done with Marwin Gonzalez. He is such an abomination of a baseball player. I'm getting sick of watching him trot out at third base and expecting him to do something good. Like he made that one play off the nice hop, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?
He's
This
a good
is
defender.
insane." But is he though?
No,
Is he,
I
Ryan?
think he's a fine defender, but the
Is
problem is, I mean, I think he is. I think the problem is just the bat is not there. Like
It's awful. It's an automatic
it's
out, and it's like, granted, we
it's
have
a
other
lot
guys
of
that are
automatic
automatic outs.
outs. There's
But
so
with
many.
Marwin, it's like I don't feel even semi-confident that he'll get a hit. Like
No,
with at least Gallo, it's like there's a chance that he hits a home run, he works a walk. With Marwin, I think I've seen 4 or 5 separate at-bats this season where it's been 3-0 or 3-1, and then he's automatically out. And it's like, guys, when it's 3-0, we don't swing and pop it up to the infielder. Marwin, like, come
I
on.
think another guy who does this is, and it frustrates me to no end. IKF is so aggressive for no reason.
I know he swings that shit. That's like, why are you swinging? It's 3-1, Isaiah.
He will like swing first pitch to the guy throwing like 15 balls. He's not I like him. I think he's cool. But dude, he's not like a
great.
special.
He's not a starting player.
Defender at shortstop either.
He needs to be our Marwin of the team.
If you make
you love Joey Wendell, dude. Give us Joey Wendell or something, please.
I saw this tweet from the SB Nation account for the Marlin for you like how SB Nation has like those different fan pages for like every single day, have the different blogs, right? I'm not sure if this is SB Nation, but a certain Marlins blog, trying to confirm this right now. There we go. Fish Stripes. That is, yes, SB Nation.
Oh yeah,
they
they're bad.
Tweeted 7 out of 8 of the last series they've played have been series losses. Marlins,
they need a sell.
You had a fun run. You had a fun season. Sandy Alcantara is great. Pablo Lopez is great. Jazz Chisholm is fun. But you know who's even more fun? Miguel Andujar, baby.
I think they need a reliever. How do you think Aroldis would like Miami? I think he loves it there, doesn't he? Doesn't Aroldis love Miami? He's Cuban. They've got a very strong Cuban population. Very
strong Cuban.
He and Sandy Alcantara, I'm pretty sure, are friends. So
Sandy Alcantara is Dominican. That dude's going to be on the WBC team for the Dominican team.
I know, but I'm pretty sure. I love it, dude. Sandy Alcantara is elite. First of all, like if the Marlins ever want to get rid of him, come on, you'd love New York, Sandy. And I think he pitched just like CC. Like I think he'd be that guy that just is like hard nosed, nails it down, always reliable, 7 innings beast. I like Sandy Alcantara, but the Marlins are in sell mode. They should be in sell mode, and their signings this offseason in like Garcia and Soler have clearly not worked out. So sell.
Soler's been hitting nukes though. I'll give Soler.
Yeah, but Soler's hitting nukes, and that's all he's hitting. That's the problem.
No, like I think they're fine with Soler. It's just more that like.
But I'm saying like sell guys, like sell other guys.
Yeah, no, for sure. They're not good enough to win.
They're not going to win anything this year. You're not even going to make a wild card spot. They're like what 8-9 games under 500 right now.
They're terrible.
Like
they're really bad.
They're terrible. Like terrible. Absolutely
and I
terrible.
hope this doesn't. I don't want.
We
this,
jinx
this
it. They go 7-0 this week.
They go on like the greatest run you've ever seen in 2000.
No guy, everyone becomes off limits. No one's getting traded. They're trading 4 players.
Joey Wendell gets like he just doesn't exist anymore. He gets like snapped out of reality.
They're just like, what happened to Joey? He was on the 40 man. It's like I don't know.
It's like what happened to
Ryan tweeted about him a few times.
Like what happened to Joey Wendell? Who's Joey Wendell? And then like I get sent to a psychiatric.
Just like in a straight jacket, like tweeting about Joey
dude,
Wendell.
I swear he existed.
They're like this guy never existed, dude.
Like he just never. And
all of his stats are just voided from like his Rays career, from like the Marlins. Like everyone just like completely like joins together to say that he doesn't exist and he never existed, just to ruin your life.
Maybe, man. But like
Tyler Wade like comes and sees you in the hospital and is like, dog, I know you're freaking out, but I'm an 8-WAR player.
Dude,
You're just like losing your
if I
mind.
ever woke up from a coma and found out Tyler Wade made an All-Star team, like I would just put me back.
Dude, he hit a home run the other day.
Yeah, no, I saw that. It was crazy. But the
Like-
Blue Jays, like the Angels, sold us, man. They really could have won one of those games against. And you know what's going to happen? They're going to have like the best pitching staff of all time against.
Yeah, he hit it off Manoah. That's who it was. Like,
dude,
what?
yeah, bro, they just sold, man.
They can't pitch though. They're pitching so
No,
bad.
they can't
They're
pitch.
pitching
They
so bad.
cannot.
That's why I think we can beat them. If we get
no,
if we get to Thor and Sandoval, because I believe we faced both this series.
No,
Actually, no, Sandoval
pitched
pitched today.
He got
Yeah, so
smoked.
we got lucky. Yeah, so we don't get Sandoval. Well, actually, we may get Sandoval in the last game of the series because I think we play a 3-game set versus the
Tuesday
Angels.
is Syndergaard versus Montgomery. Syndergaard, by the way, struggling to get whiffs this year.
Yeah, he's not the same guy
his
you used to
ERA
be.
is solid. Yeah, his ERA is solid. But, you look at the xFIP in this year and the strikeout rates, and you're like, not the same guy as before. He's definitely not 2017, 2016,
No,
2018.
he also can't throw a 100-mile-an-hour sinker anymore.
Right.
That's what he's had 2 Tommy Johns. He's had Tommy John surgery and he's had another surgery on his arm. Like he's
also not throwing high fastball. So look, Joey
Yeah.
Gallo, dude, this is your chance. Noah Syndergaard does not he throws sinkers, right? And Joey Gallo, if you look at what he struggles with, it's the high fastball.
You can't catch up to him anymore.
Changeup's away, and I know Syndergaard's got a solid changeup, but he throws away first pitch fastball, and it's anywhere in the vicinity of the strike zone. You have the green light, please swing. I need him to get Joey Gallo ever finding it, whatever it is.
It's huge.
Changes everything for the New York Yankees. I don't think people understand just how that saves you a trade. That saves you a prospect. That saves you the roster crunch.
That allows you to move Hicks potentially.
Right. That allows you to do so many different. And I will say this, even if he is just good against right-handed pitching, you can figure something out.
Yeah.
Because Glaber's only good against left-handed pitching. You can put yourself in a situation where you play Gallo versus righties and you play Gleyber versus lefties in October, and that could work. And if you ask me, and I think if Joey Gallo is a 105, 110 WRC plus hitter, but he kills righties and he's awful against lefties, and Glaber's continuing to kill lefties, you live with it. You let him go in the offseason, but you got value out of him. He has to figure it out against right-handed pitching. The Yankees need to squeeze as much value as they can out of Gallo. Because if he's bad and it's July, not only do you have to replace him, but you cannot move him because who is going to take him? Who wants him? The answer is going to be probably no one, and he'll probably go on and play well there, and you'll regret it, and you'll feel stupid, and it's just like, it's a headache of a situation.
Yeah.
Because I think you and I both know the second he doesn't have the pinstripes on, he is going to play good baseball, and we're all going to be like, Jesus Christ, man.
Maybe it's got to just be the pressure. That's what it has to be, because there's no other reason. Because Gallo is a great baseball player. He's literally was a top prospect in baseball for a reason. He was one of the best players in high school in the entire country. So this guy is a bona fide, proven
good baseball
masher, and he's adapted to being able to play great defense and walk a ton to go with his power. So he's a good player.
Either.
But yet,
it's not even.
It's something, dude. It's got to be it's got to be this mental game, and him being bumped to 9, has got to fuck with him. Granted, I don't see what else they do, but him being bumped to 9 has got to fuck with him. He was going into the season as a potential extension candidate. He wanted to play with the Yankees. The team loves Joey Gallo, but it's just I don't know if he can handle it. And to kind of wrap up this episode, I wanted to ask you what one thing you were really looking to happen for this series against the Angels. What's your one big key to winning this series? And it seems like you were really honing in on Joey doing well. And that's my key as well. If Joey Gallo can get going this series, that is huge. That's what we need to see. We cannot keep having him trot out there and go 0 for 4 and not even working walks. That's the thing that's struggling. It's not like he's doing his usual hard contact, unlucky just under it and then working walks. It's he's 2 or 3 strikeouts and then a ground ball a game now. And it's Joey, we can't be having that every single day. So I need him to turn it around. That's my big key for this series. What would you say yours is?
Not even just Gallo, but we want to shift things from the offense. Someone has to step up in that bullpen.
Yes.
Which one of you guys are going to let Clay Holmes take a night off? King hasn't shown it.
No, he struggled so much this month, dude. It's been the month, too. It's been this month of May. He's not been great.
And it hurts, man, because he's so talented, and I feel
I don't know what it is.
I really do, but he's got to pitch better, right? I can feel bad for you, but I'm not going to feel bad for you enough to put you on a mound when you shouldn't be on the mound in big games, right? Marinaccio, I want Marinaccio to get in league innings because you see the changeup, you see the fastball, you see the slider, you see the movement, right?
He has the stuff.
When he threw strikes, the Rays could not hit him.
Yeah, and then same with his game against Baltimore was literally his changeup got 3 strikeouts and 6 whiffs, and he threw it 13 times. Half the time he threw it, got whiffs. That's how good of a pitch it is. So we know he has the stuff. It's just don't toss him in after not using him for 4 days in a 1-run game with guys on base. What the hell are you thinking?
Right. He has to learn that the strike zone is his best friend. He throws strikes, and then you start working away with the changeup.
Yep.
You throw it. Where it's a strike ball pitch where it looks like a strike and ends up a ball, and then
that's why his changeup's so good.
That's when it works, but it doesn't work when you're walking people.
No, and it doesn't work when you're hitting Mike's fucking Zunino. Look,
I
love Zunino. I'm a big Zunino defender. I think he's one of the best catchers in baseball. Granted, this year he's been struggling, but overall, he's had one of the catcher careers. You're like, oh, that's pretty good. But he's not a guy that you should pitch around. He's not a guy that's a fear.
Also, you don't have a choice. It's bases loaded.
That's what I'm saying. And yet you decide to plunk him. And granted, it was a slider that he just completely missed through. But it's like, Ron, you just walked a homer run, and then you hit Zunino. Clearly something's not there.
And if you look at that against Harold Ramirez, on a 2-0 pitch at the dude's hands he swung, his stuff is disgusting.
Yeah, and he doesn't do this in AAA. That's the thing. Doesn't. This season, especially, you look at him pitching AAA, and the dude pitches with no fear. There is no nibbling. There is no pitching around guys. Granted, he walks a couple of batters, but he doesn't really give up the long ball. He doesn't give up hard contact, and he gets a ton of swing and misses. Because when you attack the strike zone, like you said, it allows you to make it so you can work and expand that zone. Pitch outside of it. Throw the slider that's like a frisbee, so that way they swing and miss outside of the zone. Throw that changeup that runs on the hands or drops out of the zone. Yeah. It's disgusting. It's an 80 grade pitch. It's like Tommy Kahnle's changeup good. Throw that shit after you throw strikes.
I want JP Sears in the Major League bullpen. I see that fastball, and I think I tweeted about this, and dude, the vertical approach on his fastball, I'm telling you, man, I'm being 100% serious. Clip this, make fun of me in a month, in a year, in 2 years, in a decade. I am saying this right now. If you put JP Sears in this Major League bullpen, I guarantee you he's putting up elite numbers. I am willing to bet that if JP Sears is in this Major League bullpen, his ERA and FIP are well below 4. Well below 4. I am very confident in many aspects about JP Sears' game, but the fact
he's a good pitcher.
You could watch it and you could see it, but the numbers also confirm this, right? Mm-hmm. That is a fastball that is just it takes off on someone, right? The changeup has good stuff. His slider isn't the best pitch in the world, but it works for some reason. I don't think it has crazy good stuff, but it works. It doesn't get great movement, but it works. And it working just might be enough for it to be a good pitch, right? I want to see Wandy, not have those weird outings where he's just nibbling and not looking great. He had the balk, then the missed defensive
I don't know
play.
what he was doing on that day of baseball. With Nestor, I have no idea what he was doing.
What exactly?
He had personal motives against Nestor for some reason. Maybe Nestor cracked a joke in the clubhouse that Wandy didn't find funny, even though Wandy thought. Here's what I think happened. Nestor shoved, but before the game, Wandy said a joke to Nestor, and Nestor laughed, and then Nestor said it louder, and then everyone laughed. So Wandy's like, wait a minute, that was my joke. So then when Wandy got to pitch, he went up there and ruined Nestor's shutout. And I think it makes sense.
I will say this. Did Wandy really pitch terribly in that outing?
No, it wasn't bad. It was unfortunate luck. But it was also Wandy, why are you pitching around guys? It's the same shit, different day with these bullpen arms, dude. Same with Marinaccio today or Sunday. Why are you pitching around these guys? Why are you nibbling to the 7, 8, 9 hitters? Why are we hitting guys when bases are loaded? Why are we hanging a changeup middle of the plate to a good hitter? Those types of things are guys, just work out the kinks and we can once again get back on track. We're still a great baseball team. To kind of wrap up this video, I'm not harping on the team. We're a good team still. But the guys need to step up on both sides of the ball. Pitching, starting wise, no problems. Bullpen wise, wake the fuck up. You guys need to realize we have 3 guys that are pivotal contributors to the bullpen gone. Wake up. Someone needs to step up.
What we're asking for is not that the Yankees go into panic mode and
No.
start, sending this guy to the moon and that guy to Jupiter. Though, however, I think we can both agree, if in an unfortunate mix-up, Marwin Gonzalez was sent to a different planet,
That's fine.
think either of us. I don't think we'd be crying about it.
No, I wouldn't be.
But,
I wouldn't be. I'd be like that episode of The Office where Michael like finds out that she
not
didn't
that
get
bad.
engaged, and it's like the pre-recording of himself, and it's like, "Hey, you, hey, calm down now. Oh, you deserve it." And he like starts dancing and like pops
Yeah.
the champagne. That'd be me if Marwin gets DFA'd.
Again, we're not running in here claiming guys need to be sent to this place or that place. However,
I'm just saying
we are
DFA him. I don't
saying-
care where he goes after that.
right, we are, but I think we can agree here, right? Someone just got to step up, right?
Yes.
Someone has just got to take control and say, "Hey, we're gonna, do their job reliably." In the bullpen or the lineup rotation, all 5 of you guys are good. Any criticisms have nothing to do with those 5 guys.
No,
Jameson
those guys are
Tile,
killing
Nestor
it.
Cortez, Jordan Montgomery, Luis Severino, and I want to shout out Garrett Cole. Has been like Garrett Cole does this where he just goes on like a run where he's like the best pitcher you've ever seen in your life. He's on that run right now where he is like best pitcher you've ever seen in your life territory. He's in his last. I'm just trying to get the exacts here. Yeah, in his last 7 starts, 2.33 ERA, 1.92 FIP, 2.25 xFIP, striking out 32.6% of batters, walking only 4.3%. In terms of barrels, he's got a 5.2% barrel rate against, which is well below the league average.
That's pretty great.
That's just what an ace is going to ace, right? And for
he is an ace, and people need it. And I saw a tweet where it's like, "Is this like the biggest game for Garrett Cole in his Yankee career?" And I'm like, guys, first of all, that's one of the dumbest tweets I've ever seen, other than those morons commenting on the Yankees.
I'm not shocked from where it came from. Like, did you see their tweet? Yeah. Did you see their tweet about on Mother's Day or on his wife's anniversary? Did you see that tweet?
No, what was that tweet?
So the Yankees, I think, lost their series to Baltimore, and he's like, I'm unbelievably angry. I blame the Yankees because I take this out on my wife or something like that. He says, "Oh, it was a joke after." But dude, that's like I would say I tweet very questionable things at times. I definitely
do too.
say that.
You go on my Twitter and you look up Marwin, and you'll see some tweets that are like, "Nick, maybe we shouldn't evaporate Marwin."
Right. But I don't think we tweet things that are like, morally.
No, like I'm gonna go beat my wife because they suck.
No, yeah, like, and then so that guy, right? Same guy, by the way, now is saying, "Oh, it's yesterday the biggest start of Garrett Cole's life." The guy who has like 14 playoff starts, is pitching the World Series. That's the biggest game of his life. That's the biggest game of his life.
He has a World Series ring.
And by the way, if that's the biggest game of his life, and he threw 6 innings of 1-run ball, does that mean he pitched
with 10 Ks?
Yeah, like, does that mean he did not just pitch? Like,
I think that's a $24 million man.
Right, like it's weird that like the bar for Garrett Cole is, yeah, he's great, but Nestor's been better, and it's like, yeah, Nestor has a fucking ERA under 1.5.
Yeah, like guys, you gotta realize that Nestor is having quite possibly like the greatest Yankee starting pitcher season we will ever see in terms of just like ERA and like the innings and it's just so like all that shit. Nestor right now has like a 1.7 ERA, 1.8 ERA thanks to fucking Wandy. But like that is people need to understand that is the 1% of the 1% of performers right now in baseball. Garrett Cole is still doing what he does. It just so happens that Nestor Cortez is having one of the greatest seasons we've ever seen. So that shouldn't be a gripe on Garrett Cole. If anything, that should just be further like, let's just shower Nestor with more praise, Like Alex and I did our top 5 in the rotation rankings yesterday, and we both had Nestor 1, Cole 2. But we both agreed that it was Nestor 1A, Cole 1B. Because Cole is still doing what you want to see out of your ace. His last 6 starts, he's had like a 3 or 2.9 ERA, even better advanced FIP and xFIP and SIERA. And then his K over 9 is like 14. So I don't know why we're hating on Garrett Cole for not showing up as an ace when that's all he's been doing since like the first 2 bad starts.
Yeah, dude, if we want to crucify Garrett Cole for not being better than a guy who has a 2.37 ERA in his last 18 starts, sure,
guys, that's Jacob deGrom levels. Relax.
Yeah, I'm not saying that we should sit here and act like Garrett Cole hasn't had his ups and downs.
He has had his downs, of course.
Yeah. However, right, it's not like we're comparing him. It's not like, oh, we can't outpitch a guy with like a 21 ERA. I'm sorry, I had to do it. You can't. He has a 21 ERA. Anyways, but like Nestor's not like it's like the rest of rotation's been terrible, right? He's not out pitching probably the Cy Young winner.
Yes.
If the season ended today.
Sorry, Verlander haters. He just gave up 6 runs. Not my.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry.
Nestor could never.
Nestor wipes.
Nestor hasn't given up 4 runs since last season. He hasn't given up 4 runs since he started in 2021.
No, he hasn't given up 4 runs in a start. Yeah, since Kansas City, August 10th. And he hasn't given up more than 4 runs in an outing since 2020 when he got shelled against Houston.
So let's just cool off with all the like Garrett Cole's not my ace. Just because when you're comparing him to Nestor, it's like Nestor's been otherworldly. But when you compare Garrett Cole to 99% of other teams' aces, like honestly, I am as big of a Shane McClanahan fan as they come. And you look at Cole and McClanahan side-by-side numbers, and the only thing McClanahan has better than him is his strikeouts and his ERA. Like their FIPS and their xFIPS are like basically identical.
And if you look at
F4, granted, pitching WAR isn't amazing, but F4 they're like basically identical. Innings per start basically identical. Walks, home runs basically identical. Like Cole has been very, very good. He's just being kind of overshadowed by how amazing Nestor has been.
And I think you would agree with me here, right? McClanahan, if the season ended today, would also potentially like if he won the sign, would you be like, oh, it's this season?
No, I'd be like, I'm glad the MLB casuals like realize how good McClanahan is.
Yeah, he's ridiculous. And you said this coming into the season where he's a remarkable pitcher, and I think most people kind of forget, right? You know, Garrett Cole is a great pitcher, but there are other guys, and there are always every single year going to be a young pitcher who just has his breakout year and it could be either the best season of his career or the start of something to come. And
it happens for a couple of guys in the season too.
But you never really, but like young guys have that, like maybe the year after they're not as good. Like, you know, is he as good as he was last year? Garrett Cole's very consistently Garrett Cole.
Yeah, he's a Cy Young finisher every year.
Yeah, that's why he got paid $324 million because he's going to throw 200 innings. He's going to put up good per rate value. He's going to put up just gaudy numbers year in, year out.
And like every category.
Right. He's always going to be in the Cy Young talks. He almost won the Cy Young last year, right? Like he's
probably should have. I don't know how Robbie Ray won.
He's just stellar, right? He is a stellar pitcher. And I don't want it to, I really hope that over the next couple of months, Garrett Cole can continue to shove. And I don't want him to shove and then Nestor struggle so that he's clearly the ace.
No. I want Nestor to keep going. I want it to be a 2-horse race.
Right now, this is so much better than anything we've ever had in how long, right? Like people are going to say, I've had, and I want to shout out at God DJ. Let me get this. Yeah, at God DJ too. He's got his own podcast for the Yankees as well. It's a very good podcast, and he mentioned it a couple of times. This isn't the 2009 Yankees because the 2009 Yankees did not have this pitching. This is the 19. These are the late 90s Yankees. The late 90s Yankees were some of the greatest teams you'll ever see, but they have great pitching. The Yankees have not had great pitching like this since the late 90s. Now the offense needs to put it together so that they can be a team that you look back on and say, oh, was this team as good as 96 or 99? I'm not going to compare any team to 98. That team is arguably the best team ever, right? But like the starting pitching is there.
No, that's the biggest thing though. Starting pitching wins championships.
Absolutely.
The offense can come around. Again, the Braves literally won a World Series last year with Jock Peterson, Adam Duvall, Eddie Rosario, Jorge Soler as their rotation of outfielders. And I love Jock. Jorge Soler does hit nukes, but he can't play defense. He's a complete liability out there. Eddie Rosario, very hot and cold. And yet they won a World Series with those guys because their pitching and bullpen absolutely shoved for them.
Yeah, the hitters are going to
win championships. And I trust our rotation over any rotation in baseball right now, in any series. Across a 7-game series, our rotation beats everyone. Like people are hyping up the Mets this year of the Scherzer and DeGrom combination. And then, of course, both guys got injured and DeGrom may be coming back. But we are seeing that with the Yankees with Nestor and Cole right now. Like both guys are going to finish like +5, +6 F4 pitchers on the track that they're on. They're both on track to throw 170, 180 innings plus. And they're both on track to have like sub 3.3, sub 3.4 FIP, Sierra, ERA, and xFIP. Like every one of their stats are just backing up the fact that they are elite pitchers and they're part of the best bullpen and best rotation in baseball. Even though their bullpen has been imploded the past week or two, they're still very, very good. So I don't know. This series is a big one against the Angels to kind of wrap it up here. Like we have to go out there and punch them in the mouth and at least win the series 2 out of 3. Like
Yeah,
this is a big series. The Angels just got swept by Toronto. So they're kind of on their heels. Let's keep punching them. Their bullpen sucks. Get Syndergaard out of there early, and we will win that game easily.
just want to confirm it is a 6-game week this week. You have 3 against the Angels, 3 against the Tigers at home. The Tigers cannot hit. If
Tigers are awful. Outside of Miggy, their team WRC plus is like 80.
Yeah, I want to go out here and be a little aggressive, right? If you are going to ever have a week in which if you are going to start a winning streak, or if you're going to go and have like a 5-1 week, this is a week to try and do it.
Great point.
You can get 2 out of 3 against the Angels and sweep Detroit. That, I'm not saying 4-2 is fine, right? 4-2 is good baseball, right? But if you want to go out and kind of, just remind everyone, because I think some people are like, is this team really that good?
Yeah.
If you want to remind everyone, we're the fucking team. 5-1 this week. Let's try to get 5-1 this week. You have your good pitching. You're going to get Monty twice this week, which means you're going to have at least 2 games where you don't score any runs until the bullpen comes in. And don't pitch Michael King in any of the games that Monty comes in. His only 2 home runs.
So weird.
60% of his runs have come in if he relieves Jordan Montgomery. He's only given up home runs when he relieves Jordan Montgomery, so just don't let him pitch after Montgomery. But in all seriousness, right, you have Monty, then you have Nestor again, right? Is it Nestor?
I believe.
Because did he pitch? Yes, he did. So it's Monty, Nestor, Tyone versus the Angels. Right, 2 lefties when you have Ohtani is fun, but not as much fun when you realize they have Ward and Trout. So I hate walks. You have the green light to walk Mike Trout every single at-bat this series. As for Tyone, you have the green light to walk Ohtani any at-bat this series. For the Detroit series, you have
the green light to walk no one. Do not walk anyone. That team sucks.
You have Cole, Severino, and Monty.
I just hope we don't face School.
Yeah. Shove.
If we face Tariq, that's gonna be the only hard game.
Let me check. I can tell you right
now. He's been insanely good this year. He's taken that big step forward.
The only situation in which I could say, okay, we didn't sweep the Tigers, I can understand this.
Is if Tariq shoves for 7.
Yeah. If Scooble pitches that, and I believe so, he's gonna pitch. He's pitching Wednesday against Minnesota, so that means he won't.
We don't
pitch
face him.
I don't think we do. Hold on.
Yeah, I think we're good.
Check. So
he won't pitch Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah, that's 4 days off. He won't pitch against us.
Yeah. So,
thank God. So we have no excuses not to sweep Detroit. Okay, awesome.
Yeah, go out there and beat the. I've cursed.
Beat the shit out of Detroit.
Beat the fucking shit out of them. Please, for my sanity, for the sanity of I can't deal with some people. Like, I gotta be honest with you, losing only sucks sometimes because I have to deal with some people on Twitter that are just
Twitter. Yankees Twitter is a painful experience sometimes.
Yankee Twitter and people who listen to this podcast, if you're a negative Yankee fan, right? I want you to know I love you still because you're supporting what we do, and that's something that I can't be grateful enough for. But if you sit back every night the Yankees lose with a grin on your face, ready to type some shit up on Twitter or on Facebook about
you're
how
part
this
of the
team
problem.
is that good, fuck you. Yankees go 5-1. Give them a little bit of a middle finger. Aaron Judge have a big week like you usually do.
Anthony Rizzo bounce back, dude.
When did Stan go on the IL? Did he go
I think he went on the IL Monday or Tuesday.
Let me. Stan went on the IL. Oh my god, it's because I'm dragging out this podcast episode a lot. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
So he was placed on 4 days ago.
Oh. So we may not get him back this week.
Yeah.
Okay, so we need JD to come back. Well, no, JD's on there with shoulder inflammation now.
Yeah.
So we're not gonna have either one this week. So this week is gonna be another rough week for the offense, but we need guys to step up. I want Marp to play the field. Put Marp at first or second so I can see if he can be a literal quality defender. Because if he only plays DH, we cannot have that on our team. We cannot have that taking up a spot on the roster. We're not built like Boston where we can just rely on a guy like JD Martinez to never play the field and produce a ton at the plate. Marp's not going to do that. He's not going to produce his weight at the plate to not be able to play defense at all. So I want to see him take the field once in this week, at least once. And if having no JD, we need DJ to stay healthy. So hopefully his wrist is fine for this week. There's a lot of questions still in the air, and we need them to all be put to bed, but I don't think it's going to happen this week. So it may just be another, hey, yay, the Yankees went 4-2, 3-3 this week kind of week. But I don't know.
That means we lost the series to maybe the Tigers or the Angels. So please,
we can't lose a series. We can't lose a series.
Yeah, look, beat up on Detroit. Try to take a series against the Angels. Syndergaard, Otani's pitching well this season. He's been ridiculous. So, we'll see. Beat them, please. Take the first game of that series, and you're going to look really good for that because you just have to win one of the next two. Cole is pitching against Detroit. Cole, please just stat pad, throw up like 13 Ks over 8 innings, make me, the happiest man on planet Earth, right? I love you very much, Garrett. Please just do it. Sebi, nice little bounce back for the ERA, right? Let's just
let's get Marinaccio in against the Angels.
Yeah,
let's get a 6-1 lead on Wednesday or something, and get Marinaccio in against the Angels so he can pitch a clean inning and not have to worry.
Ronnie.
I want Ron to pitch, dude. I need Marinaccio to pitch because I was going to get a Marinaccio jersey, but I can't get a Marinaccio jersey if he sucks and gets sent down.
I also want to say, right, like I think David McKay has solid stuff, but if he's never going to pitch, just bring up Sears because I think they clearly trust Sears more in big spots than they do McKay.
Yes.
Please just bring up the better pitcher. If you think McKay's a worse pitcher than Sears, have Sears in the bullpen.
Thank you.
Right? I want to see Manny Banuelos because that's my dog. One
of the killer bees, the last surviving killer bee.
I'm gonna cry if he steps on the mound with his number 60. I'm gonna cry a little bit.
It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a moment, dude.
But yeah, that's the game plan. Go win, please. That's the plot. If that would be, I think that's a good podcast episode. Go win, please.
Big week.
Yeah, and then we'll have an edit of me in a straitjacket, and if you don't win. Anyways, thank you guys.
Watch Tyler Wade this series go
oh my god,
play 3 games. Tyler Wade goes plays in all 3 and gets multi-hit games, hits for the cycle, and then hits for a multi-home run game in all 3 games. It would be the funniest thing in the entire world if Tyler Wade out hits the Yankees on his own this series.
Dude, I was almost going to point my camera out my window and say, this is where I'm jumping if he hits a home run. But I realized it's a house across the street.
It's a home run off of Nestor.
Yeah, I feel like it would be a bad idea to put another person's house on
Yeah, Ryan, better than that.
No, because and not even just for that. I don't think I'm gonna look for them. I think I'm gonna tweet. I'm gonna get a little too careless with one of my tweets. I'm gonna be like,
one of these days,
Red Sox, what happened? And then I'm gonna get someone knocking on my front door.
Your pin's gonna be posted on Twitter, and it's gonna be this you.
Dude, the thing is, I can never get this you because I am I'm very public, right? So. What are they going to do?
No, I'm saying your location, the poll of your location.
I've been terrified of
that shit's terrifying, dude. Real talk, though.
It is, dude. And the craziest thing is, man, I'm stupid. I would definitely click a link or something to get myself done. I'm a dumb.
I've donated to a few Nigerian princes in my day.
I've downloaded at least 50 viruses trying to watch different movies. If you guys aren't aware, I tested positive for COVID, so I got nowhere to go right now. I've been trying to watch movies, and I just I'm not a movie watcher, man, but I've downloaded.
Watch series, dude. Watch Game of Thrones. That's what I did.
I'm terrified of blood and stuff, so I just
what,
can't.
Ryan?
I'm a putz.
Game of Thrones is so good, though. It's got a lot of blood.
I can't blood, man.
Yeah, so maybe it's not for you. Maybe it's not for you.
It's just not, man. I'm just.
Have you seen Breaking Bad?
Oh no, I have to. That's actually a good idea.
There you go. We not only solved the Yankees' offensive woes, the bullpen woes this episode, but we also solved Ryan Garcia's COVID spending the time woes. So I think this was a very successful episode.
Yeah. The lab is never going to close. Yankees in 6. Let's go Yankees baby.
6.
You know where it's at. You can find me on Twitter at Ryan Garcia ESM. Nick Twitter is wrong on the overlay.
Yeah, it's Nick Nielsen ESM.
Yeah, we had an update on the Twitter we will get that sorted out soon.
Yeah.
Ryan Garcia forgot to, get that fixed. So if you have any problems with anyone with the wrong Twitter account on there, just at me on Twitter and just clip a video of you going shame, and just send that to me. That's my bad on that front. But you know where to follow me on Twitter at Ryan Garcia SM. You know to follow Nick Nielsen. You know to check him out. That's my dog. You guys don't understand.
15 followers away from a hundo. Get there.
Yeah, dude. I had no idea, really.
Yeah, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. I got a couple big name followers now. I got Gabe, Wabe, Playoff Tanaka. We got Dan Rourke. We got a couple big name followers now. We're growing.
Yeah, man. And Nick's the man. I don't think you guys understand, before having a podcast host, it would get very low. Not only did it get very just boring, but you also kind of look like a moron and a maniac when you've been talking to yourself for upwards of months to a camera about the Yankees. You just sound like it's just it is mind numbing just having someone to talk to. I haven't spoken to someone that isn't my mom or dad because of COVID in about a
Oof,
week.
sheesh.
So this is like the first human conversation I've had with someone that isn't in my family.
And no wonder this episode ran long, Ryan.
Dude, oh my God, I miss talking so much.
But I guess we'll wrap it up there
Yeah.
in this episode. If you wanted to do the little outro and say farewell, adieu.
Yeah, of course. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Make sure to subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys think I'm a maniac, you can comment that. That's great. If you guys just want to compliment Nick's jacket looks phenomenal. You want to compliment it? That's perfectly fine
Thank
comment.
you, Ryan.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for listening. We'll see you guys in the next podcast. Ryan out.